Hey guys, today we're gonna watch a video that a lot of you guys wrote in the comments that you want to see, and finally we're making it. It's about the Jewish community in India, which is something I always was interested about. So yeah, let's see what's going on with the people who actually live in India. I hope it's gonna be good.
It might not be London as some claim, but the architecture of Kolkata is a big part of its charm.
Well, those are pretty buildings.
And not many know
The
that
first
some
one,
of Kolkata's major landmarks were built not by the British, but by Jews.
Oh, cool.
The Jewish community in Calcutta still owns 3 synagogues, 3 schools, and the cemetery in Nargilanga. Jews go anywhere for trade.
That's not...
So the Jews who came to Kolkata, the first Jew to come to Calcutta,
really
that
true.
was Shalom Obadiah Cohen, came for trade.
They moved between Bombay, Colombo, Calcutta, Rangoon, Singapore, Hong Kong, Shanghai, and all the way down to Jakarta.
Oh,
Small
that's a long
merchant
way.
ships that went up and down doing trade in timber, in animals, in birds, in plants.
At its largest, which was during the Second World War, we were between 5,000 and 6,000.
Oh, that's awesome.
About 22 to 23 of us.
Oh, those the people from there. That's really cool.
Immediately after the Second World War, there were 3 things that happened. One was that places, colonies like Australia and Canada opened their doors to immigration. Then you had Indian independence.
Alright,
The
you
year
guys
after
1
that,
year
you
older
had
than
the
us.
establishment of the State of Israel. Business people and landowners and things like that were afraid that their properties, their businesses might be nationalized and they might not get satisfactory compensation for that. They sold out and left. Some of them gave up very good jobs here to go and live in basically in tents in Israel in the early years.
Because
Jews at
like
this time
this is
lived
our home,
in the
Israel.
area that is bounded by the synagogues, the masjid, 4 barracks, and the police station. There was China Para, the Jewish area, Parsis and Armenians. This was what the British called the grey area. The black area was Indian, white
Grey
was
area.
European, and the middle people were grey. Came to a point when one Jewish girl was nearly baptized. You forget that this British time of proselytizing was big.
The Insular Jewish Society built their own schools, opened their own clubs, and kept their social mingling strictly kosher.
Because
And
it's
in
their
the
inheritance.
1940s, when the country burned, they were left untouched.
In 1946, I went to New
Oh,
Delhi.
this is terrible.
That was like today going to the moon. For a girl, a Jewish girl, what do you want to go to Delhi of all places? So far away, 1,000 miles away. Took me 2.5 days to get to Delhi.
Oh wow.
I saw everything. I saw the bloodshed, I saw the partition, I saw the famine of Bengal, and for me it was very impressionable.
It's
Because it was impressionable age. I saw great Calcutta killing here when Gandhiji came to try to stop it. It was something. I'll never forget this scene. There was a pregnant woman, heavily pregnant, and she was on the road and there was a mob around her and the man had a knife to her stomach. And he was just about to kill her. I ran out and I tried to save her, me and my brother. And we were so naive because we knew that they would not touch us. We were not one bit frightened because they told us, "Ye aapko ladai nahi hai." I never forget what I saw, and I often wonder what happened to that woman.
this is terrible, but in other places in the
Klaus
world,
Silliman
Jews
lives with
were
a daughter,
like
Yale,
dying
in a
all over
house
the
that's
place.
almost like a museum of Jewish artifacts.
That's a praying for protecting the house. That's really
Given
cool.
the state of their numbers, Yale decided to create a digital archive of the Jews of Kolkata.
Calcutta is in my blood. So when I retired prematurely, I made a direct beeline to get back to Calcutta and love being here.
woman is a fourth generation Calcuttan Jew who, unlike her peers, decided to come back. But for the rest, Kolkata was just another stopover on their journey. So what happens to the Jewish heritage after them?
We have just set up about 6 months ago a controlling trust which will be like a holding company for all our institutions. And I was in the States a month ago trying to find possibly an organization there that might be interested in supervising what goes on in Calcutta. So we are also looking towards the communities that still exist in Singapore and Hong Kong, which are much closer to us. We are also looking towards them to see whether they might be interested in and capable of supervising what will be happening here.
Like supervising
And that's the tragic
why
truth.
and how.
The last remnants of Jews on Calcutta's soil will be looked after by those sitting in foreign lands.
From the time of the Romans to the Babylonians to the Greeks to the Germans to everybody has done something against the Jews, but not the Indians. India can hold a head high and proud to say that we were never discriminated against. And not only that, Jews have had big positions. General Jacob became the governor of 2 states. General Jacob was the army general. He was a Jew. D.J. Cohen was a judge in the High Court.
One thing that living in India gives you is a strong sense of possibly fatalism. The Bengali has an expression for it, Je kopale lekha আছে সেই হবে. If it is our fate to be the last flicker of the Jewish candle in Calcutta, that's it. It happens everywhere. There are many synagogues have been destroyed and damaged. At least here ours are still standing in spite of the airside. Largely that it is the city's loss, because the city is losing its cosmopolitan edge. But beyond that, as far as we are concerned, c'est la vie.
Like the city losing the
It is
diversity
the city's loss.
more than the
A
Jewish
city
people.
that became home to its guests from Baghdad now holds on to the remains of the last Jews of Kolkata.
It's really important just to clarify something you saw in old books in Hebrews and stuff like this, but the thing is that a lot of those books are talking about the Jewish people that is coming back to their home. And their home, as much as I love India, is not in India, it's in Israel. And there's so much, like the people who left everything to go to Israel. I know that to other people it sounds crazy, but for us this is in our prophecies, and this is like the state of Israel is a big thing. It's important for Jewish people to be in Israel, but I do understand how difficult it is for a community that live in India, because well, India is amazing. I understand why they want to stay there and why it's hurting them to see how their community is getting smaller and smaller, and how everything that they have is just, like all synagogues just staying without people to pray, and it's really sad. It is important to stay in this city, because of the diversity, because of how amazing it looks there and how amazing the non-Jewish people sounds there, because if you can live in a place and you don't get hurt because you are a Jew during World War II, where not just the Holocaust happened, so many other places that the Germans didn't arrive, thank God, they also got like severe damage. It's really important to help a community. It doesn't matter if it's big or small. It sucks that they had to leave and ask for other countries' support. I do feel it's really important to watch this video because it's amazing to hear what the Indian people did, not just during World War II, but just through all of the time. It's really interesting to hear how they allowed people to develop in this city, to let a group come to your country and let them practice their own beliefs. I think it's really big of people to do that. It's important to remember that people have different beliefs and to let them all practice whatever they wish, as long as they're not hurting other people. It's amazing to see how India is really letting people be whatever they want to be and be true to what they believe it should be. Again, as long as it's not hurting other people. I really hope this small community will be, well, I don't know if bigger, but I really hope it's gonna stay there. I really hope the government of India, and well, let's face it, I'm here, so I really hope the government of Israel will help those people to preserve whatever left in India right now for the Jewish community, because there's a lot of people that is important to them. Also, if you're from Israel and you're in India right now, just like what happened a couple of days ago, that someone just wrote me that some Indian person showed this channel to him, which is really cool. Make sure that on your way, I don't know, wherever you go right now, when you're traveling, just go see that place. Go see if you can help them, volunteer, or just, go and meet your part of the family. In Israel and in the Jewish community are all, it's like one big family, so it's really important to go and help your brother and sisters, which is also something a lot of people in India are telling me, that they're calling everyone here brother or sister, which is just make you feel like you're in a huge family full of love, which is amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for the likes, the comments, for sharing and to showing other people. Again, this is really cool to watch, to get a message from an Israeli person saying that he's in the middle of his trip in India and some Indian guy just showed him this channel. This is really cool. And I'm sorry for my voice, I'm still a little bit under the weather. Again, don't forget to write us exactly what you want to see, what you think about videos. I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.